Hi everybody, it's Beatles Dave. I hope you're all fine and dandy out there in YouTube land and the VC and the Beatles collectors all around the world. Now, if you've been watching some of my videos, you know that I've just come back from a trip to Liverpool. Stayed for 5 days. We went last Sunday and we came back yesterday. Had an absolutely marvellous time. As some of you may know, we do try and get to Liverpool at least twice a year. Just bear with me one sec. Yeah, we do try and get to Liverpool twice a year. Past few times we've stopped at a place called the Liner Hotel, which is absolutely a wonderful place. If you've never been, you know, save up your pennies and try and go even if it's just for like a weekend or, you know, stop the night and everything. As always, I've spent more money than I intended to spend. And in this video, we're going to be looking at the records that I actually got in Liverpool. There isn't going to be another video of some records that came during the week when I was away, but that will probably be for tomorrow. So today we're going to be looking at the records that I did just get from Liverpool, and the majority of them are from the Beatles shop at 31 Matthew Street in Liverpool, which is at the opposite end of Matthew Street to where the Cavern Club is. It's an absolutely wonderful shop. I think it's been open since 1982. In fact, the first time I ever went, no disrespect to Liverpool, but Liverpool was nowhere near as nice as what it is now. The Albert Dock and everything was basically a ruin. That's something of that. So if you're sitting comfy, we will start to look at some of the LPs and records. I will apologise because this will probably be quite a long video. I have got 1, 2, 3, 4... There's 4 copies of the Beatles White Album. There's a few other things as well, but they all, believe it or not, they're all different pressings. So if you do get bored, just forward wind it. But hopefully you will watch it from start to finish. Like I say, there's some interesting things in here. So you know, please be patient, please bear with me, and I'm sure it will be worth it. You know, in the long run for you. So the first one is an original UK mono copy of the White Album. Yes, I've got loads of these. As you know, like I say, this is an original UK copy. Unfortunately, though, I got it for a good price. But the reason I got it for a good price was it doesn't have the posters or the photo with it. I paid £79 for it. I don't mind telling you what I've paid for these because I haven't bought these to resell. These just to go in my collection, and it is a pretty low number. It's 0111331, I think. Don't know if you're going to pick that up on there. The cover is, you know, is actually it is whiter than it looks on there. It's not in bad condition. It's got a little bit of ring wear starting there. The seam is in good condition, and the back is in immaculate condition. Now with the White Album, you know, the original UK ones are top loaders, meaning that the record comes out from the top here, not from the sides like later ones. So that's the inside of the gatefold. So you've got photos of the boys there, and then you do get the songs there, but which is hard to see on this, I know, but and you do get the flip back sleeves on the inside on this as well. So it's double LP. Bear with. It did come with the original inner sleeves, but they're not the best ones in the world. Disc 1, or record 1, sides 1 and 2, do not have the NEMI recording on them, but 3 and 4 do. So it is PMC 7067. It's got the sold in the UK subject to price, retail conditions and all that on it. Like I say, it's got the small 33 and a third, manufactured in the UK, but no NEMI recording. Now this has got some marks on it, but I haven't actually cleaned them yet. So that is side 1. It has got some fingerprints there, very small scratch there, and a scratch there, but none of them are feelable, if that makes sense. I think they're more like surface. And that does end in 1, so I presume that, you know, well, we know it's an original, don't we? Side 2, Again, doesn't have an EMI recording, just there. It just says manufactured in the UK. Side 2 actually isn't that good, but again, it does need a really good clean. I think it's mainly just fingerprints on it from the looks of it. To find an original UK mono white album with everything in it, and you know, in anything near excellent condition, is basically impossible. This is the second one. This actual inner sleeve is slightly better, but unfortunately this is the one where it says it's got the EMI, an EMI recording just there, where the other ones didn't. I don't know if you can see that. So I think that this is actually classed as a crossover version, although it is a first issue. This disc is actually in better condition than the first disc. Some absolutely fantastic songs on this. I mean, I love the White Album. This Sgt. Pepper, Abbey Road and Revolver I've got the most copies of, but this is the one that I've got the most copies of. I think it must be getting on for 30 copies of the White Album now, if not more. If you count the recent 50th anniversary one, I've got more, but just normal ones. But I always like this one in mono. I always think there's slightly different sound effects and stuff in mono on this one. You know, you've got your Hey Bungalow Bill and your Back in the USSR and your Dear Prudences and things like that. Of course, you've got the classic George Harrison song While My Guitar Gently Weeps on it as well. So like I say, I paid £79 for that. But the record one's in okay condition. Record 2, I would say, is in very good plus. The inner sleeves, one is okay, one is a little bit tatty. The cover is absolutely fine. I'd say that's probably excellent, class it as excellent, or very good plus. But unfortunately, you don't get the photos or the poster with that one. So that's the first one. I hope I'm not going too slow for you. But if you have watched some of my videos before, you know, if I've got something like this and I think it needs justice, then I will try my best to do it justice. Next up, we have got another White Album, again from the Beatles shop. This is a later copy from the 70s, so this is a side opener and not a top opener, and it's stereo, not mono. This was £25. So you don't get a number on it, but you do still get the Beatles there, slightly raised, but I don't think you can see it. Again, the cover is absolutely amazing. It has got the original price sticker on there, £6.70, I think it says, which I should be able to get off. So that's the cover. Again, gatefold, but this time it comes out from the sides. But this does have the posters and the photos. And this has the EMI sleeves. Now, with some of these, you can actually work out when it's from. I think this is a 1970s press, I think, because on there it doesn't say anything. Sometimes it will have a date on it as well. So that one hasn't. It is on a slightly lighter Apple label. And of course the credits for the songs are slightly different on here, because George's songs is Harry's songs, where on the originals it's Apple Publishing. So I'd say this is a late 70s copy. And obviously this one's stereo as well, so it's PCS 7067. And these do have an EMI recording on them as well. Slightly lighter vinyl as well. But to be honest, yes, this does need a clean, but that one hasn't got any scratches on it whatsoever. It's basically just fingerprints. Yeah, side 2 is in the same, or disc 2 is in the same EMI inner sleeve. Again, it is on the lighter Apple label. It has got, don't get me wrong, it has got some dust on it. It does need cleaning, which is what I'm going to be doing later on. Slightly thinner vinyl. Yeah, I would say that's a late 1970s pressing. But we do get, you get the 4 photos. John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison and Ringo Starr. And you get the poster, which I'm sure you've all seen this poster many times before. You get the words to all the songs on the back of this as well. An important thing to look on these is you get a credit at the bottom and it will say copyright, all lyrics, copyright 1968 for the world by Northern Songs Limited, England. Or copyright Apple Records, EMI Records, the Gramophone Co. Later ones you don't get the Northern Songs credit, you will get Sony ATV Music. If that says that on there, it's a later copy. So far so good. So that's 2 copies we've looked at now, isn't it? This is a 3rd copy of the White Album. But you like this one. If you've stayed till this far, thank you very much, and you will like this one. This is roughly from 1978. The Beatles is still there, slightly raised. Again, you don't get a number on it. The cover is absolutely amazing. And it says, on the inside of this, it says, EMI Records, the Gramophone Co. Limited, Hayes, Middlesex, England. Printed and made in Great Britain by Gerald and Lofthouse International Limited. So it's in a British sleeve, yeah? Well, by the way, that stereo one, that one we've just looked at, that was £24. Right, so it's in a British sleeve, yeah? But this is on white vinyl. It's in a UK sleeve, isn't it? UK cover, but this is actually a French pressing on white vinyl. And yes, I have got a copy of this. You know, if you've watched some of my other videos, you will know I did a thing on all my White albums, I think it was sometime last year. And yes, I have got a copy of this, but this one is actually in better condition than that one. Bear with us one sec. That's side 1 and side 2. So this is side 3. Side 4. But the interesting thing about this is it's got more of like the American catalogue number for it, because instead of it saying PCS, it's SMO 2052. Lovely and clean. And that is the inner sleeves it came in, anti-static sleeves. Again, get the poster, but this one is slightly more glossy than the other one. Again, it does say the copyright for Northern Songs and Apple Records, so that is the same as the British one. Then you've got a picture of John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison and Ringo Starr. Now I'm just going to check something, because I've been told, I don't know how true it is, that if it's a French one, Paul's portrait is the wrong way round. Which it is. That's the English one, and that is the French one. So the French one is partings on the different side, isn't it? That's how you can tell if it's French. Look, there. And that's the UK one and the American one. So that's true. So there you go, you have learnt something on that one, haven't you, folks? Just about, it says. Excuse me one sec. That French white vinyl one was actually quite a lot of money. That was £99, or 99 English pounds. But if you look on eBay and places like that, they usually go for a hell of a lot more than that. But like I say, I'm not really bothered because I haven't bought it to sell. That's just basically an upgrade of the copy that I've got, which is, I mean, the copy I've got is okay, but that one is a hell of a lot better. And then we've got this one, another one, the same shop. This was £12. This is a later copy. This is from around 1982. This one. And I'll tell you why, because on there, this is what I say, some of them you can date. On there it does say 11/82, just there. That's fits the right sleeve for it, of course. Again, on a very, very light Apple label. This is stereo again. In condition wise, this is probably the best one out the lot, but price wise, it's probably the one that's worth the least. They're not that uncommon, are they? They're not that rare. I basically bought this one. Well, there's two reasons. One, because it was cheap, and we all know Beatle Dave likes a bargain. And the other reason was, as a plain copy. Now on this one, it does still say 82, but it says the third 82 on there. Again, really, really lovely condition. Can't fault it, to be honest. Somebody goes to me, a comment on a video from last year. How can you tell the difference between an original Beatles White Album, UK Beatles White Album, and a reissue? The biggest or easiest way is, if it's an original from the 60s, above there it will say sold in the UK subject to retail price conditions. On the reissues it doesn't, it just says production and orchestrations by George Martin. So that's all the White Albums out the way. Whew. If you're still with me, well done. I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 5 more albums to look at. Again, this one, Rolling Stones Aftermath. I think this is a recent reissue. When I first looked at this, I actually thought it was German, but looking at it now, I actually think it's a UK copy. It's SKDL 4786 stereo. Then underneath it's got an international number, which is 820050/1. And then it says AH, whatever that means, and it has got a barcode on it there. So the earliest it's going to be is a mid-80s copy, isn't it? But then on here it has got Decca, but it's also got Abco there, which again, obviously it's a reissue. Don't get me wrong, I didn't buy it thinking it was an original. But it is in really, really nice condition. The spine, the cover, the back. The only thing I can find wrong is where somebody's took a price stick off there. So I don't know if these are the ones that came out a few years ago. There's no date or anything on this as far as I can see. No. That's the sleeve it came in a sleeve, sorry. But it is on a silvery Decca label. And to be fair, to be honest, this looks like it is unplayed. Yes, I bought the Rolling Stones box set before I went away from 1982. Now, this is a hell of a lot later than 1982. I would say this is at the earliest a 1990s copy looking at it. Probably even later than that. But like I say, it is mint. It's virtually mint. If that's been played, I'd be amazed. And it wasn't expensive either. It was £7.99, I think I paid for that. Not bad for Rolling Stones LP, is it? £7 or £8. This one's also from the Beatles shop on Matthew Street. Again, it is one I've got copies of. The Beatles Greatest. Now, I've got German versions and I've got the Dutch versions. This is a reissue of the Dutch version from what I can make out. And the reason I've got it is because it's on special limited edition gold vinyl pressing. The cover's okay. It's not the best, to be honest. It's got that there. I mean, it is acceptable, don't get me wrong. Parlophone, registered trademark of the Gramophone Co. Limited, a company of the EMI Group. Stereo OMHS 3001. Yeah, and then in there it does say Holland, so it is the Dutch one. Excuse me. That's the inner sleeve it came in. And this is it. Nice. Don't know what it sounds like. I will be playing it after I've done this video. Like I say, I've got quite a few records to clean. None of these, what I bought from Liverpool, I haven't actually played yet. I only came back late last night because there was a 2-hour train delay. So by the time I got home, basically it was unpack the bags, had a quick bath, had a can of lager and went to bed. So today I thought I'd do a video for you lot out there, because you haven't really had a proper video. Although I do notice some of you have been watching the little shorts that I did in Liverpool of our trips and things like that, which I do appreciate. Right, these next three, they are from Liverpool, but I think it's either St John's or St James's Tower. It's the big, you can go up it. It's actually a radio station there. But where the tower is also like a little shopping complex, and there's a chap in there who sells second-hand records. I didn't catch his name. I was talking to him for a good while. Don't get me wrong, he's got some not so good stuff, you know. He's got your like Roger Whittaker's and stuff like that, but then he does have what he says is the better stuff, which are from sort of like £10. All the rest of his stuff is like £4 or £5. So these are some of the better ones that he had. Well, I think they are. First, I got the Stranglers 4, or Ratus Novetus. I think this is a UK copy. Because some of you might know Beatle Dave, when he was younger, used to be Punk Rock Dave. Stranglers, I always did like the Stranglers. Golden Van, you know, one of the biggest hits they've had, but really it's like a 1960s song, isn't it? Although we all know what it's about, don't we? You know what Golden Van is about, yeah. So side one, Sometimes, Goodbye to Lise, London Lady, Princess of the Streets, Hanging Around, Peaches, Walking on the beaches, looking at the peaches. Get a Grip on Yourself, Ugly, and Down in the Sewer. Again, condition-wise, it is okay. Don't get me wrong, it does need a clean, but it does come with original inner sleeve. This is probably the bit where most of you will fall behind, I'd say, but I just thought I'd show you everything I've got, which is what you really want to see, isn't it? What people buy, because yes, it is a Beatles site, but it's also a record collecting site. So that's side one, and that's side two. And to be honest, that's not in bad nick at all. That's not in bad condition at all. Yes, it's been played, no scratches on it. Even looks like it has been cleaned. So that was, what was it? £10. £10 that one was. £10 for Stranglers album. Again, what I've paid for them doesn't really matter because these are just to go into my collection. I know these aren't technically going to be worth a lot anyway. This one, I seem to remember I've got a copy very similar to this, but it was called Vital Idol. And this is just the best of Billy Idol. Includes the hit singles White Wedding, Rebel Yell, Hot in the City and Mony Mony. Nice photo cover. This cover is actually quite nice condition. You get Rebel Yell, Hot in the City, White Wedding, Eyes Without a Face, Catch My Fall, Mony Mony Side 2, To Be a Lover, Sweet 16, Flesh for Fantasy, Don't Need a Gun and Dancing with Myself. Well, on the first day around from you, from a London town to blue. Again, you do get the original inner sleeve, and this does have the lyrics to the songs on it. So if you want to do karaoke or something, you could do it. Yeah, it's not in bad condition. It's not in bad condition at all. Yes, it needs clean, but it is no deep scratches or anything on it. Again, that was the mighty price of £10. I mean, you could £10 for an album. You can't really go bad with that, can you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 songs for £10. Not bad, is it? And like the title says, it is the best of all his hit singles. And then this one, I'd never seen this one before. It's called The Album of the Decade, the 80s, 1980 to 1989. 32 number ones. Now, this is the sort of album I wouldn't usually have picked up, but my missus picked it out, basically because it's got a Pink Floyd song on it. It's got some Blondie on it, Madness are on it, UB40, The Police, Roxy Music. That is the track listing. Gatefold. EMI Records. The catalogue number is EMTVD48. So, side one, record one, side one. Another brick, Another Brick in the Wall, part 2. That's Pink Floyd. Brass in Pocket, The Pretenders' cracking song. Call Me, Blondie. You know, that's a good song. Eye of the Tiger, Survivor. A bit like that with that one. Come On Arlene. Dexter's Midnight Runners. Then you've got House of Fun, Madness. Well, everybody likes a bit of madness, don't they? Red Wine, UB40. Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic, The Police. Wouldn't exactly say that was one of the best songs they ever did, but it's okay. Then you've got Jealous Guy by Roxy Music. Record 1, side 2, Ebony and Ivory, Paul McCartney and Steve Wonder. So you see there is a slight Beatles connection with this one. Then you've got Careless Whisper, George Michael. Then you've got Freedom, Wham, don't mind that one. Then you've got Duran Duran. Is There Something I Should Know? Now, if you live in America, I presume you know who Duran Duran are. They were a very, very big sort of post-punk, new romantic band from the early 80s. They are still going now. They have had a couple of lineup changes, but I think it's settled back down now to 4 of the original 5 members, from what I can make out. Apparently, they are still supposed to be really, really good live. Then you've got Culture Club, Comic Chameleon. Then you got Paul Young, very underrated singer in the UK in a lot of ways. Very, very soulful voice. The song on here that he's singing is Wherever I Lay My Hat, That's My Home. And then you've got Spandau Ballet with True. Record 2, side 1. Do they know it's Christmas, Band-Aid? Well, you if you live in America, you did a sort of like an alternative to that, didn't you? But yeah, it was done for a good cause, I suppose. And the single's alright, isn't it? Then you've got West End Girls by the Pet Shop Boys, cracking song. A Good Heart, Fergal Sharkey, ex-lead singer of the Undertones. Then you've got When the Going Gets Tough, the Tough Get Going. That's Billy Ocean. That was from a film, wasn't it? Then you've got Chain Reaction, Diana Ross. Then you've got Never Gonna Give You Up, Rick Astley, again. Pump Up the Volume, Mars, again. Take that one or leave it. Record 2, side 1 finishes off with 19 by Paul Hardcastle, again. I can take it or leave it, that song. Record 2, side 2, you got Kylie Minogue with I Should Be So Lucky. Excuse me. Then you've got Yaz and the Plastic Population, The Only Way Is Up. Then you've got the theme from S Express by S Express. Don't Turn Around, Aswad. A little bit of Aggie there. Quite a good song, actually. Then you've got With a Little Help from My Friends. This time it's by a band called Wet Wet Wet. So again, slight, I know we're pushing the boundaries a bit, but there is a slight Beatles connection there, isn't there? Then you've got Perfect, Fairground Attraction. Then you've got Orinoco Flow by Enya. And then it finishes off with Something's Gotten Hold of My Heart by Mark Oldman and Gene Pitney, which again is a fantastic song. And this LP is virtually mint. It looks like it's never been played. Again, that was £10. So that's my little haul from my little trip to Liverpool. If you've never been to Liverpool, especially if you live in the UK, you know, just save up a few pounds each week, and even if you just go stay in a B&B or a budget hotel for the night, so you've got like a whole day there the next day, go down Matthew Street, go in the Cavern Club by all means, go and Rubber Soul Bar. Next door to the Cavern there's a pub called Sergeant Pepper's. We also went in the Beatles Museum, which is on Matthew Street, which is run by Rogue Best. So if you're watching Rogue, hello, who is the brother of Pete Best. And that is an absolutely magical place to go in. Everything that's in there is original and is something to do with the Beatles. I actually had my photograph took with Stuart Sutcliffe's original bass guitar. You have to pay to go in, don't get me wrong, but it's brilliant. And it's over 3 or 4 floors, and each floor is dedicated to like a period in the Beatles' history. Fantastic place. But we're going off the mark now, aren't we? But yeah, don't ever think Liverpool is an expensive place to go to. It can be, especially if you're like me and you start buying records and things like that. Yeah, we usually go Monday to Friday, but this time we went Sunday to Friday, so it did cost me a little bit more. If you don't like being in really, really crowded pubs, then probably don't go at the weekend. That's all I'd say on that one. But yeah, it's a magical place. We try and go twice a year, and we have been going for, I don't know if it's 7 or 8 years now. Obviously during the pandemic we couldn't go twice a year, but we always love it. We always go on the train. As soon as we get off the train, my missus always says, "Dave, we're home." No, so it's like our second home. So yeah, I've thoroughly, really, really, really did enjoy it. But I always do whenever I go to Liverpool. I really, really do enjoy it. I can't praise the city enough. The people are fantastic. If you like the Beatles, there's loads of things for you to do. If you don't like the Beatles, there's loads of things to do. There's loads of museums, bus tours. You can go to Anfield. You can go to Everton. You know, you can take a trip across the Mersey and go to Birkenhead. You know, things like that. You know, if you want the Beatles are there, but there's other things. There's museums on slavery, the Maritime Museum. You know, there's something for everybody, and there's even things to do if it's chucking it down with rain in Liverpool, which is good. So I hope you've enjoyed my video. I'm sorry it's gone on a little bit longer than I thought it would do. I hope you've enjoyed the records. Once again, thank you to everybody that is watching my video, especially if you take the time to watch from the beginning to the end. That does actually mean a lot, you know, because then people who will leave a comment and they go, Dave, you know, never knew there was so many different versions of the White Album or something like that, or oh, I didn't know it said that on the label, or oh, thanks for giving us the catalogue numbers. Excuse me. So if you do like my videos and you're not subscribed, please just do me a favour. If you leave me a like, and then if you go down there, you hit the subscription button and then hit the notification button, then you will get notifications when I am doing videos. I know this is the first like proper video I've done in a while, but you did get them little shorts from Liverpool, and I mean one of them has got best part of 500 views, you know, and that was just me walking around the shop, but I've just shown you where I've got all these records from. So it's there, isn't it? It's like, so once again, thank you to everybody that is supporting me in my little channel. Thank you to everybody that is leaving comments, leaving likes, and most of all, people who are subscribing. You know, it is free. That is the bargain. It is free. So until the next time, oh, just a few shout outs. Who am I going to do shout outs to? PC31 the Vinyl Policeman. If you're into your record collecting, not necessarily the Beatles, but other things as well. Top bloke, very knowledgeable. You've got Toby Jackman. He sort of like buys records, mainly Beatles again, and then sometimes he keeps them for his collection. But if it's something, say if you bought a job lot, he'll tell you, oh, I'm going to put this on eBay and things like that. Very knowledgeable bloke. Then we've got my old mate Beatley Tones Beatles channel. Then there's Beatle Brad. There's Beatleman 69. There's loads and loads and loads. If I was going to mention everybody, I'd be here all day. So if I haven't mentioned you, I'm very, very sorry. But it doesn't mean that I don't, you know, I'm like other people, better than other people. I like everybody. So until the next time, it's Beatle Dave saying ta-da for now. Check out tomorrow. There might be a video tomorrow of some other Beatles records that I did get in the week. But unfortunately, these are not the ones from that idiot who used to loans me lots and lots of money. I think I'm going to have to name and shame him, to be honest, so that you guys out there don't get conned by this bloody idiot like I did. In fact, I think he's even took himself off eBay now, so I can't even get me money through eBay now from him. But that's by the by. So until the next time, it's Beatle Dave saying ta-da for now. And do you like my new Dark Horse t-shirt? I got this from Liverpool as well. So until the next time, stay lucky. And remember, Beatle Dave loves you.